Okay, hi everyone. So, day 58, 59, 60 are regarding the case studies in ethics paper, GS4 paper. So, the first case study is about case study is like a personality, written personality test. Okay, so what you will orally give your opinion about any of the situation as a public servant or a civil servant, we can say. So, that should be delivered in the paper, in the form of words. That's all. So the first question that is a case study is about in recent times there has been an increasing concern in India to develop effective civil service ethics, code of conduct, transparency measures, ethics and integrity systems, and anti-corruption agencies. In view of this, there is a need for being felt to focus on three specific areas. So what are the three specific areas they have given? So which are directly relevant to the problems of internalizing integrity and ethics in civil services. So these are as follows. They have given three important specific areas like anticipating specific threats to ethical standards and integrity in the civil services. So what are all the potential threats, okay, which will be infringing the ethical values? First one is about expecting the potential threats which will infringe the ethical value of a person, okay, in the civil service. Second specific area is about how the ethical competence of the civil servant can be enhanced, can be strengthened, okay, by taking some measures. So third one is about developing administrative processes and practices which promote ethical values and integrity in civil services. So what are all the administrative processes and the practices can be developed in order to promote this, in order to avoid the specific threat due to the ethical standards, and how to strengthen the ethical competence, okay, overall how to give integrity, okay, a holistic structure to the civil services. That's all. So suggest institutional measures to address the above three issues. They have asked about the institutional measures, how the government can take some measures. So this question is about 250 words, 20 marks, 3 pages will be given. So you can allocate each page for each issues, and you can give the institutional measures for each of these specific areas in an elaborate manner, okay. Please keep in mind that they have asked about institutional measures, okay. So please keep that in mind. In your answer should be in a, what we can say, a disciplined framework, like how a government will approach this, okay. That's all. So I am giving you just an outline for this question, but the questions should satisfy the demand which is asked in the, which is we have to we have deciphered from the question, no, so that we have to write it in a what we can say, in a structured, in a correct framework, okay. Like please keep in mind about the word institutional measures for each of these three specific areas, okay. So I have given here for the sorry, okay. Days first institutional measures is about, first we can say here, anticipating specific threats to ethical standards and integrity in civil services. So recently we know that during the COVID-19 pandemic, Mission Karma Yogi has been launched, to enhance the integrity and ethical value in delivering the duties of the bureaucrats, okay. So like Mission Karma Yogi, it is one of the institutional measure we can say. You have to suggest measures in a kind how a government will approach. That's all. The question, the answer should be like that only. So second one, we can say civil society associations can be discussed and interacted about the nuances in the what we can say, threats which are all acting as obstacles to the ethical standards in the civil service, okay. So recently in Hindu paper also they have given about outdated nature of bureaucracy, I think so. So there they have given a solution that public-private partnership in policy formulation, evaluation, implementation will pave way for this dynamic society which we are facing now, no, and what we can say, a very much we can say an unfuturistic society, which we cannot which we cannot easily find out that what problem will come the next minute, next moment, okay. So we need public private partnership, okay, for also maintaining integrity and ethical standards, like a regulating mechanism. Experienced knowledge from the senior delegates, yeah, that was one of the And the benefits of civil services in regions that is finding out who have done a good performance based on certain parameters, okay, in terms of policy implementation, um, how many people have achieved, that is reach out of the schemes to the beneficiaries. Like that we can have some set of parameters and find out civil servants they rank, or we can say give them special awards like that too, through the audio visual along with illustration by delegates. Certain projects where we can say the bureaucrats will have done will be doing their duty in a full-fledged manner, no? So those projects can be collected and they can be given in audio visual mode. Also we can say that person also in presence can explain about that experiences and what are all the anticipated incidents they have laid down while they are while they are making a planning or a target for that region and all, okay, for a specific issue and all. So on transparency, online portal, and third party regulatory authority, yeah, for expertise, but they have to be expertise in psychology and management skills. So second one is about strengthening the ethical competence of the civil servant. Performance appraisal not based on ranking but based on performance, we can say here. Okay. Constant monitoring of the report. Okay. And special awards, performance with scrutinizing mechanism, as I've already told you. And third one, these are all the institutional measures we can give. Okay, developing administrative processes and practices which promote ethical values and integrity in civil services, like ethical value training programs, pilot, like Mission Karma Yogi and all, pilot projects, consistent counseling by experts, especially we can say ethical trainers, okay, and sharing club by civil servants, like civil society organizations. Some clubs should also be there in the specific fields, okay, in order to share their experiences while dealing successfully the project, while dealing successfully any kind of project, okay. Ranking based on ethical parameters like probity, impartiality, emotional intelligence, rather than based on seniority. Performance can also be based on ethical parameters like these also: probity, impartiality, emotional intelligence, and maintaining cumulative data and all. Like an index, okay, like an index, it can be released by Department of Personnel and Training too. That's all. These are the institutional measures. I have just given you a layout for answering this question. Okay. Please keep in mind the word that institutional measures. That's all. The keyword for this question is institutional measures. Keep in mind that word and answer each and every thread. Okay, that's all. Second case study. Rampura, a remote district inhabited by a tribal population, is marked by extreme backwardness and abject poverty. Agriculture is the mainstay of the local population, though it is primarily subsistence due to the very small land holdings. There is insignificant industrial or mining activity. Okay. Even the targeted welfare programs have inadequately benefited the tribal population. In this restrictive scenario, the youth has begun to migrate to other states to supplement the family income. So migration will happen, no? Flight of minor girls is that their parents are persuaded by labor contractors to send them to work in the BT cotton. So youth, especially we can say the male community has been migrating to the other states to supplement their income, supplement their family income. But the minor girls who are below 18 years of age, they are getting into the trouble of picking the cotton flowers, okay, because they have very soft fingers. So this inadequate living and working conditions in these forms, we know that they have signed a convention on child labor too, okay. So the inadequate living and working conditions in these forms have caused serious health issues for the minor girls. NGOs in the districts of domicile and the cotton farms appear to be compromised. NGOs also does not doing their duty, okay, and have not effectively espoused the twin issues of child labor and development of the area. So the case study about a region where tribal population is there is no significant agriculture or industrial or mining activity. So the source of income is based on the agriculture only, but that too we can say here they have not maintained it in a subsistence level. and the youth are migrating to the other parts of the state, and they are earning for their family, and the minor girls also get into trouble of child labor. Okay, these are all the various issues regarding a tribal area. Okay, so now we will see what is the question has been asked. You are appointed as the district collector of Rampura. Identify the ethical issues involved. With specific steps, will you initiate to ameliorate the conditions of minor girls of your district and to improve the overall economic scenario in the district? So, you are a district collector of the Rampura region. A tribal population is loaded in the remote region. Okay, and they are having these much issue like no subsistence level of agriculture activity. Youth migration is happening. Minor girls are getting to child labor. Okay, so how? The two parts of the question to be answered here is, what are the specific steps regarding how we will improve the conditions of the minor girls of the district, and second part should be covered regarding how they will improve the overall economic scenario in the district. Migration should be avoided, no, and subsistence level of agriculture should be maintained in that region without indulging in child labor. Okay, so we can see here. First, ethical issues involved. First, jot down the what are the ethical issues involved here. The ethical issues involved here should be having some vocabulary like we are having values in while you read the syllabus itself, you will get so many words regarding ethics like integrity, impartiality, non-partisanship, probity, attitude, aptitude, okay, like that and all. So first, jot down the ethical issues involved here. Like we can say there is no probity in governance, no, they have not investigated properly that region. Everyone is having a bit of selfishness, no, and ignorance, okay, of the, or we can say, plight of the people. So, and attitude, no impartiality in service, partiality in service, that's all. Attitude towards a tribal population, minor girls are condemnable, yes, okay. And non-partisanship of NGOs, yes, NGOs are meant for, they should be acting as the pressure groups for the what we can say, for the government to implement any kind of issues what they have been dealing with, in an peaceful and in an legal manner, but they themselves have not cared about the region. Okay, so next, lack of pragmatism of the local self-government. Yes, of course, it is a tribal region, local self-government will be there in that region, but there is no order in their function. And inhumane nature of the landowners, yes, we can say, because minor girls have been asked to pick out the cotton flowers. And exploitative behavior, we can say here the show that we can see the essence of capitalism here. And lack of responsibility of the government, yes, where the government officials have gone, there is no responsibility because minor girls have been involved here. Migration of the people is in more, and there is no mining or industrial activity. How the people will generate income for their family? Okay, devoid of modesty in delegates and authorities. Okay, lack of integrity among the government, NGOs, and judicial mechanisms too. Okay, so these are the ethical issues involved. Now, because this is a 3-page question, 3 pages question, no. So first page I have allocated for the ethical issues involved. Second and third page for the first we have to cover about ameliorating the conditions of the minor girls. Second part should be about how to improve overall economic scenario of that region. That's all. So regarding conditions of minor girls, we can say it is against Article 24, no. So legal action should be taken. And we can say here our India is a member of international that is not international AL. I have missed it while writing. Sorry for the mistake. So International Labour Organization, and we know that we are obliged to eliminate worst forms of child labor in our country up to 18 years or less than them. Okay, and the Right to Education Act is there, no? Right to Education Act 2009. So free and compulsory education should be given, and also know that these minor girls will be having their adolescent period. So both menstrual hygiene as well as nutrition is very important for them. Okay, so we have to question the NGOs too, because NGOs are should be acting as a pressure group for the government, but if they are not doing their duty properly according to their agenda, then we have to check out their background, no, that's all. So regarding with the help of delicensing them, okay, under we can say Companies Act 2013, and implementation of Beti Bachao Beti Badhao scheme in full-fledged manner for the financial security of the young girls too. And even you can add here digital Gudda Guddi scheme also, it's okay. And tying up with the UNICEF in areas, because UNICEF has been participating in most of the states to give women and children taking care of their nutritional support and menstrual hygiene. Okay, so we can tie up with UNICEF, and rehabilitation centers can be given because minor girls are taken to the cotton to pick up the cotton flowers, no? So psychologically they may get depressed on working for a long hours too. Okay, so psychological counseling should be given to them. That's all. So next, overall economic scenario in the district, how it can be improved. We can say that here we know, while as per the Article 366, we can say the tribal population, tribal area, scheduled tribes and people have been included under that article, no. And we can say National Commission for Scheduled Tribes were there. They should do their work. Okay, they have to take a record or survey of that region, and they have to find out the specific problems which are faced by the tribal population, and they should act as a fulcrum to bridge the gap. Okay, and their needs and the necessities. So cotton cultivation region, we know that. So we can implement the PM Kisan scheme, minimum support price scheme, and e-seva centers for giving them knowledge about the digital literacy recently, and scrutinizing the land reforms in that region. Financial inclusion scheme for direct benefit transfer of any kind of incentives or subsidies given by the government. Targeted PDS system and minimum support price scheme. Tri-food, because it is a tribal region, we know that they may be having some any kind of crafts, okay, indigenously made by the tribals. So we can promote their products through Tri-food. And Gram Sadak Yojana for infrastructure facilities, because if the infrastructure facilities were there, automatically we can say education and health facilities will come in order. Okay, and business activities can occur in large number. And regular training and awareness programs can be given. PM Kaushal Vikas Yojana, because if a school dropout is there or illiterate person is there, we can train them through any skilled labor. Okay, that's all. So you can add even more points, but I ask again and again, I'm telling that only the demand of the question, that is 2 parts you have to, 3 parts you have to answer. First is ethical issues involved. Second is you have to suggest some measures to ameliorate the conditions of the minor girls. Third is to you have to give some measures to improve the overall economic scenario of the region. Okay, that's all. So day 60 plan. While writing the answers and all, you have to keep in mind the keywords they have given. They have given that there is no subsistence mining or industrial activity. That is one key point, and they have given that given a focus of the question on cotton cultivation. So based on that, only your answer should be revolving, not imaginary answer should be there. That's all. Day 16. An apparel manufacturing company having a large number of women employees was losing sales due to various factors. So the company hired a reputed marketing executive who increased the volume of sales within a short span of time. However, some unconfirmed reports came up regarding his indulgence in sexual harassment at the workplace. After some time, a woman employee launched a formal complaint to the management against the marketing executive about sexually harassing her, faced with the company's indifference in not taking cognizance of her grievances. She lodged an FIR with the police. Okay, realizing the sensitivity and gravity of the situation, the company called the woman employee to negotiate, in that she was offered a hefty sum of money to withdraw the complaint and the FIR, and also given writing that the marketing executive is not involved in the case. So practical issue. Okay, a woman who is just working as an employee in that region, higher authority is misbehaving with her, and so she has raised a complaint in police station. But we know that that person is the only reason who, because of him only, the company has again gained its profit. So they cannot leave that person for that woman's sake. Okay, their point of view. So they have given hefty sum of money to withdraw the complaint and the FIR, and also they are making her to write that marketing executive is not involved in the case. Okay, this is the practical situation. Okay, identify the ethical issues involved in this case. What options are available to the women employee? So first you have to cover about what are the ethical issues involved in this case, and second one is about woman has been given the situation, but what are the options she is having? She can take that hefty amount, or she cannot. She can refuse that, and she won't get a complaint, or she will not write a report like that, that marketing executive is not involved in this case, and also many options are available to her. Not other than these two what I am telling, many options are available. You have to jot down the options and you have to give substantiate your options. That's all. Okay. So it is also a 20 marks question, 250 words. So 3 pages will be given. So you can see here. First, what are the ethical issues involved? First, we can say there is no justice to the woman, no. Okay, it's showing patriarchy and mansplaining, no. That's and next, degrading the status of the woman, status of the victim, we can say here. Okay, questioning their consent. That is writing a report that that person is not involved in this case means it is questioning the status of the. It is degrading the status of that women, no, prestige of that women, no, or we can say normally respect of the women is getting intrigued. No property in the organization, yes, and showing capitalistic behavior. Yes, it's my point of view I have written. A no worker friendly environment, surely, because any kind of grievances arise that should be redressed properly by the management. Lack of gender equality, yes, that marketing executive is a man and this woman employee, which is who is in the lower level of hierarchy, there is no gender equality. Okay, exploitative behavior of higher authorities, yes, indifference and discrimination towards gender and employee as against article 14 and 15, lack of attitude towards workers, sure, manipulative environment, they because they are thinking that they are their employee means they can do anything to them as like a slave, and disrespect the fellow human beings. Normally if we see as a human being disrespecting the human being, no, either physically or mentally, we can say. No modest behavior shown, yes, impartial service, partial service, no, impartial service means partial service, and not adhering towards employee norms and infringing fundamental rights. They should have some set of rules and regulations regarding the harassment at workplace and all, but they have not given anything. Okay, so and they have their selfish motive of increasing their company's income only. Okay, so now options available to women employee. First, FIR she has made direct compliant, and we can, but the corruption compromise results in violating the rights of the victim. Yes. Next, we can say PIL can be done, no, through the help of any civil society organization or NGO. Okay, and strike peacefully. That woman itself can strike peacefully with the help of any woman organization. Okay, as per Article 19. And online complaint portal like She Portal and all there, no, so where she can raise this kind of sexual harassment to the government itself. Okay, and what are the remedial measures? This question is about just they have asked the two parts, that is ethical issues, what are the ethical issues involved and what are the options available to the woman, but we have to write the remedial measures too here regarding the sexual harassment issues in company. Okay, or in any concern, any place, workplace, sorry, in workplace. So first we have to say employees' rights should be given, that is literacy about their rights of the employees should in the workplace should be given. Okay, not just in paper, they have to tell it orally, because many of the unskilled laborers will not be literate enough to write, no, or read, no. Okay, so information should be given. Feasibility of online portal system like a She Portal should be there, which should have the information very confidentially, and public-private partnership should be there to resolve this kind of issues. Because when we say that public-private partnership is there, accountability and responsibility will be there. That's all. Proper monitoring and implementation of the women-related issues. Yes, through National Women Commission. Why this kind of statutory bodies and all that? They should intrude and they should monitor these kind of issues and all. Okay, awareness programs and women's rights on a regular basis in a workplace or in the society itself. Implementation of the sexual harassment of women at workplace, prevention and prohibition redressal act. Okay, and enactment of article 14, 15 should be there. So training of women in the workplaces with the digital literacy should be there. Okay, these are all the measures we can say remedial measures. Okay, So 3 parts of the question has been answered here clearly. So you can also add more points too. Okay. So you can add even more points, okay, in order to give your substantiate your answer. But case studies are very, very important. It will show your personality in a clear-cut manner. As like you are answering in an oral interview, you should answer here in a written interview. That's all. Okay, that's all. We will again meet up tomorrow with day 60, 61, 62 plan. Okay, consecutively. Thank you so much for hearing. We'll wind up the session now. Please have the habit of writing